Skrilla, blue face pillar, the blade dealer. Make a nigga forfeit, yeah, cause I'm the realest. Hey, niggas talking short shit, nah, I need a million.
Big stepper, yeah, bitch, I be stepping. Cooling kit with the flip switch, bitch, that's the weapon. No drama.
Welcome to New York Giants Full Access.
Nice legend, bring them sounds in one time.
I'm hard, and we got you. And that's it, man. Go purchase Big Pat Sports Talk merch and support the family, man. And welcome to Big Pat Sports Talk. Thank you for your support. What's going on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all platforms? Welcome to another episode of New York Giants Full Access with your boy Big Pat Sports Talk. And today we're going to be talking about CBS Sports predicts that the New York Giants will trade up in the NFL draft and give up a boatload in order to get their franchise quarterback. And we're going to see exactly who that quarterback is, and we're going to let them give their reasons why, and I'm going to give my reasons why. Should we do it or should we not do it? And if we do it, who should we get? Should it be a Cam Ward? Should it be a Shadur Sanders? Or is it another quarterback that may come to the helm that I might say? So let's get into the show and see exactly who these guys think that we should trade up and get. Let's go.
Just on the opposite side of the football. So that's exactly what the Patriots need for Drake May. And there are the Patriots in the draft order right now, just outside the top five. I had the Giants trading from the number 5 position to the number 2 position to get Shadur.
So we go up 3 spots, and they say
Sanders.
We get
Ryan,
Shadur
news today
Sanders.
that Daniel.
So Shadur Sanders is the guy that they say we should get. So let's hear him out.
Jones's career with the New York Giants is over. So I mean, it's 100%.
Why is everyone spiraling over YouTube banning ad blockers? Like, chill, guys. Just use Pi. It's a free Chrome extension that's actually.
They have to be taking a quarterback in this draft, right?
Yeah, right. I'm hesitating, Chris and Mike, because again, this isn't the Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Drake May draft class. So yeah, you would imagine you have to trade up to get a quarterback, and
And I think Caleb Williams is the worst quarterback out of those 3. Jaden Daniels is number 1, Drake May is number 2, and Caleb Williams is number 3. I told people about Caleb Williams. Not saying he's going to be a bad quarterback, but he is not what he was advertised to be. And that's a fact.
them leapfrogging the Raiders, who are sitting there just above them, and they would probably take a quarterback as well because they need one. And sometimes you have to overreach to fill a position of need. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, but you can talk yourself into both Shadur Sanders and Cam Ward in terms of being franchise quarterbacks. Don't forget, Daniel Jones was a top 5 pick as well, and there was a lot of hemming and hawing when it happened because it was unclear if he was worth that. And Mike and I talked earlier today, and Mike made the case, and this tells you how hard it is to evaluate his position, that Tommy Cutlass is actually an upgrade over Daniel Jones to the point that they might drop out of the race for a quarterback if they win too many more games. Think about that for a moment. Undrafted.
And what a sight that would be to see Tommy Cutlass take the Giants at a top quarterback consideration again by winning a couple of games. That would absolutely be the worst case scenario for most of these new generation fans and these fans here on Twitter. But let's hear the rest of what they have to say.
Versus former first-round pick. So those are the concerns there. The only other thing I'll say, and I think Shadur.
Hey, here we go. When they said against Utah, which he had a very good game against Utah, 30 or 41, 340 passing yards and 3 touchdowns, only 1 pick, and that was on the first play of the game, 8.3 yards an attempt. That's what New York Giants fans want to see. They want to see the yards per attempt go from 5 to about 8 to 9 yards per pass, which is pretty good. 8.3 yards per pass. That's why you see the 340 yards on 41 attempts. Now, Mr. Shadur Sanders. We're going to talk about Mr. Shadur Sanders. Shadur Sanders is a very intriguing prospect. Reason why is, to be honest with you, I don't know if his father, primetime Coach Sanders, Coach Prime, even wants his son in New York. And the reason why I say that is because he doesn't want his son to go to any organization that has major dysfunction with it. And are the New York Giants the definition of dysfunction? That is absolutely true. That is absolutely true. The mystique of New York, as far as getting money, getting, advertisement, getting brand deals and things of that, there's pretty much no other place where you could get more of that of status if you come to New York and ball. But in this scenario, primetime doesn't need that. The Sanders family doesn't need that. It doesn't matter where the Sanders family goes, money is following them. And that's just an absolute fact. Primetime doesn't need New York. He doesn't need LA. He doesn't need any of these prime locations to generate money for his son and generate money for his family, because he's called primetime for a reason. No matter where he goes, it's primetime. So he can go to the Panthers and generate lots of money and lots of brand endorsement deals. He can go to the Bengals. He can go to the Patriots. He can go anywhere that he wants to go, and he'd be able to generate money for himself. So that mystique of New York, and you can build yourself in New York, that doesn't matter with the Sanders family, because they are prime. No matter where they go, they're going to generate ratings. They're going to generate money. They're going to generate statuses on social media, no matter where they go. So you got to take that away from us in that aspect. We can't use that in that aspect with this kid, because his daddy is one of the biggest promoters in sports entertainment. That's a fact. So the dysfunction of the New York Giants, I believe they detour away from the New York Giants and don't want no part of them. Now, will Deion Sanders do that publicly? No. He will do it privately, like he said, and he is a man of his word. He will do it privately. But I don't think this kid would really want to come to New York. Just being all honest with you. And is New York the place for a guy that is brash as Shadur Sanders? And does Coach Brian Daboll's play calling suit Shadur Sanders? We don't know. That's up in the air with Coach Brian Daboll, because the way that his playbook is set up right now, hardly any quarterback will be successful with the plays that are being ran. To be honest with you, is Daniel Jones a great quarterback? No. He might not even be a good quarterback, but that shouldn't hold you back like the way people are portraying that Daniel Jones is holding Brian Daboll back. With Brian Daboll and Shadur Sanders mesh, I don't know. Because if you out there calling sorry plays and then everything's not working and it's causing Shadur Sanders not to be the best that he could be, Shadur Sanders is going to let him know. And will that mesh with Coach Brian Daboll? You see, Coach Brian Daboll has beefs with a lot of people. Hyatt, Bellinger, Wink, Kafka, Jones, Deontay Banks. It's been a lot of players that I just don't think this dude is a people person. I don't think he's a leader of men. I don't think he's a good coach. And I know for a fact that primetime Coach Sanders doesn't want his son with any of that bull junk, as he says. So let's just say the Giants do trade up to get their quarterback. Should it be Shadur Sanders? I don't think so. And it's not because of the player that Shadur Sanders is. I just don't think it meshes. He's too big of a name. He's too big of a personality. And his daddy is even bigger in those aspects. And I think him and Brian Daboll would literally clash. And I think it would be an absolute crap show with Shadur Sanders and Brian Dable, because Shadur Sanders is not going to take that crap. He's not like a Daniel Jones who's just going to go out there no matter what the circumstance is and just go out there and try to play no matter how bad it is. Shadur Sanders is going to let you know, man, this needs to change. And I will say this, he would lose that locker room to Shadur Sanders. And this is not saying Shadur Sanders is a bad kid. Shadur Sanders will absolutely be right in getting those guys to turn on Brian Dable, who is not putting people in a position to succeed. And me personally, I think they should just clean house and get a brand new coach, brand new GM, brand new quarterback. But this is not a knock on Shadur Sanders, but I just don't think that he's the kid that would fit what New York is with the current regime. Now, if you bring in a new regime, maybe Coach Brown would be like, okay, maybe he'd be like, all right, let's see what you can do. But as of right now, with Brian Dable or Joe Shane, I don't think Primetime wants any ordeal with the New York Giants. And I don't believe Primetime is very fond of John Mara. Just going to be honest with you, I don't think he's fond of the Giants organization, period. But there is a quarterback out there that I do believe is going to be less of, the publicity, less of the stigma of the Sanders family, and that's Cam Ward. Now, is Cam Ward the guy that, if you were to trade up and get your quarterback, is Cam Ward the guy? Now, Cam Ward is a very good quarterback as well. Cam Ward, very strong arm, has some hero capabilities to his game, and will absolutely win over the fan base on Twitter and the young guys for sure. If we drafted him, you would have to trade up from number 5 to get him. That's a fact. And I do believe Cam Ward will mesh with the people that are here. Now, since he does have less clout of a Shadur Sanders, not saying that he's less of a player than Shadur Sanders, because I think he actually can be better than Shadur Sanders because he has a stronger arm. And I believe he's more athletic than Shadur Sanders. And I believe he's just as good as an anticipatory thrower as Shadur Sanders. He has way more of that hero element to his game. I do believe he will be a good pick to trade up for and get. But my question is, do you have the assets to do it? And do you trust Brian Dable to get the best out of Cam Ward? Because if Brian Dable does not get the best out of Cam Ward and we do not look like a very good team going forward, he will be fired. And then you're putting Cam Ward through the same situation as Daniel Jones. New GMs, new coaches, new offensive coordinators, new playbooks, new schemes, new this, new that, right after his first year. You're going through the same cycle, and I don't want that for this kid. I don't want that for either one of those guys because they don't deserve it. They don't deserve that dysfunction that the New York Giants have. And whether this fan base wants to believe it or not, drafting a quarterback is not just going to change everything. We're just going to turn into a Super Bowl contender because we drafted one of the coveted quarterbacks in this upcoming draft. It's not going to happen that way. But who do I think is better between the two quarterbacks? To be honest with you, I do believe Cam Ward is the better quarterback. And if you want to go by Madden ratings, let's just say Cam Ward's a 93, Shadur Sanders would be an 85. Cam Ward has better arm strength. He has more speed. I believe he's a better anticipatory thrower. He's a better playmaker. Now, when it comes to decision making, I think Shadur Sanders might be a better decision maker when he has a clean pocket. Now, if you're a team that does not have clean pockets all day, I'll go Cam Ward. If you have offensive line struggles and the quarterback has to make some plays to get out the pocket and throw on the run, throw across his body. I believe Cam Ward's the better quarterback in that situation. I believe he will fit the New York Giants better than what Shadur Sanders would. And that's just my opinion. And let's say we do trade up to the number 2 pick for the number 5. You will have to give up a first-round pick and a second-round pick this year, which was reported, and a first-round pick and a third-round pick the next year. So are you willing to give up 2 first-round picks, a second and a third, to jump up 3 spots to get this quarterback? Because when you do that, that means your team is set and you believe this guy is the guy that's going to take you to the future. Because now the only high pick you're only going to have one high pick for the next 2 years. Now, is Cam worth that? Yes, if you have a coach that's worth something, but I don't believe we have a coach that's worth anything. So here is my answer for the NFL draft. And as far as the New York Giants getting themselves a quarterback, let's say we have the number 5 pick. I let go of my GM. I let go of my coach if I'm John Mara. Fire both those guys. And there's very reasons to fire both those guys. So it won't be a crap move. I go hire Vrabel, and I get an offensive coordinator like a Greg Roman, somebody from that Greg Roman tree that knows how to build a system around a running quarterback. And I'll go draft Jalen Milroe if he comes out this year. I'll go draft Jalen Milroe. And I build a system around the quarterback like they do with Lamar Jackson. And I build a running scheme with this team. And I let my defense be the leader of this team the very first year with Jalen Milroe. Because with Jalen Milroe, I will have an outstanding running game because he's an extremely good addition to the running game. I got Tyrone Tracy. I get me a power back. I keep Matt Hurts to get me another blocking tight end and get one of those big old dudes at the fullback position like the Chargers and the Ravens have, like Rickard or the 2 guys the Chargers got. I get one of those guys and I run the football the very first year. Not saying you got to run it 90% of the time. I'm not saying that. I build off the play action, I build off the rollouts, and I build off the RPO with Jalen Milroe. And I get back to my roots. I get back to the running game with the New York Giants. And my recipe to win games is play very good defense, get the offense off the field, and keep the offense off the field with my run game and have long, grinded out drives. And don't get it twisted. Jalen Milroe can throw the ball as well. So when we get those 8-man boxes and we do the RPO, you can hit Neighbors on slants. You can hit Wan'Dale Robinson on deep post routes because you're going to have time because they're looking for the run. And I'll go get me a roll grading guard to put next to light-skinned Jermaine at right tackle. And maybe that guard could be Evan Neal if they train him. And if John Runyon is not able to do it, I'll look for a roll grading guard to replace him. That's what I would do with the NFL draft. I get to keep my picks. I still get my franchise quarterback. I get me a head coach who's a leader of men and Mike Vrabel. Whoever the new GM is, I do my due diligence there, get a new GM that can work with Mike Vrabel as the head coach. And I established the running game again with the New York Giants and draft Jalen Milroe, number 5 overall, and get back to our roots. That's what I would do. But shout out to CBS putting that idea out there. And I do believe if Tommy DeVito comes in and win a game or two, we're going to have to do something like that if you want Shadur Sanders or Cam Ward. But me personally, if I'm not in a position to get one of those quarterbacks, I'm taking Jalen Milroe. And to be honest with you, the more I look at it, I'm taking Jalen Milroe over those two guys because I want to get back to the run game. I want to get back to the run game, man, because I believe that's the way that this team can actually elevate itself and get itself back to being relevant, to being good again, to being back to the New York Giants and get our culture reset back to who we are. That's what I would do. But hey, I'm just Big Pat Sports Talk, man. I don't know quarterbacks. I don't know anything according to these people here on Twitter. I'm just speaking out my you-know-what. But it is what it is, man. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that big blue join button, and talk your talk with Big Pat Sports Talk. And go cop you some merch, man. I'm not going to tell y'all no more. Go cop y'all some merch, man. Go cop you a hat. Go copy a hoodie. Go copy a shirt. We got everything you need at the Big Pat Sports Shop. And go subscribe to the Big Blue Crew Sports Network. We are up and running, almost 200 subscribers. We are live every dang day, calling all sports all the time, man. Come on and enjoy the network. Come on and enjoy the show with the Big Blue Crew. Centralized location for all sports: Knicks, Nets, Mets, Jets, Giants, Bulls, Mavericks, all NBA, all NFL, all baseball, football, wrestling. We're going to get into hockey soon. Hey, we might even call some NASCAR. You don't even know. But until the next episode, you know what it is, man. Peace.
The blade dealer, make a nigga forfeit, cause I'm the realest. Hey, niggas talking short shit, I need a million.
Big stepper, yeah, bitch, I be stepping. Cooling kit with the flip switch, bitch, that's the weapon. No drama.
Welcome to New York Giants Full Access.
This legend bring them sounds in one time.
I'm hard, and we got you. And that's it, man. Go purchase Big Pat Sports Talk merch and support the family, man. And welcome to Big Pat Sports Talk. Thank you for your support.